we have hardened our graphite, ordinarily for writing. When you use wooden pencils, when you press, the graphite ordinarily goes back. That will never happen with green pencils. The future of pencil manufacturing, it's green pencils. We registered green pencils June 20th, 2012. So we've been in existence since then. When we started, we thought schools will be our greatest clientele, but it ended up being corporates. And that's just 1 ton of paper that we've recycled. Someone sent me a link of something that was called a SWIFT program that was being hosted by KCSE. When I read through it, I was like, oh, this talks to me. When I read through it, I was like, oh, this talks to me. So we applied. Now, from the time I joined KCSE, they're actually helping us. By getting us experts, trying to open doors for us. We are waiting to open doors for us. We are waiting to get our SMAC from KEBS. But in Africa, preparing the African child so that when they become adults in 2050, they not only be able to feed themselves, but feed the entire world. Footwear products, right now they're available at Provision General Store and Shamba Cafe and Savanis Book Center. Let's not look as if we've inherited our environment from our forefathers, from our parents, but rather we've borrowed it from our children. Therefore, we need to leave it in a better way than we found it. So each and every one of us has to do something to improve it.
Ladies and gentlemen, my distinct honor of Murabula back on stage to welcome our keynote speaker to make her address. Karibu. Let's appreciate Bwana Murabula.
Our chief guest, our Cabinet Secretary for Environment, Forestry and Climate Change, Dr. Deborah Mlongo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning once more. It's afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah. In this session, my job is very, very easy, and basically just to welcome the CS to be able to make her remarks as it is. But before I do that, Honorable CS, allow me to make just a few 30-second remarks in terms of what the work that KCIC does with the ministry. I need to mention that the Ministry of Environment is our parent ministry, so to speak. While we are a private organization, we come from a public background, and that public background was actually to work with the one in Ghana and the one in ones in South Africa, to ensure that then climate technology and support seamlessly across the entire continent. In June this year, we did our Pan-African strategy, and now we are hoping to be a Pan-African catalyst for climate entrepreneurship, supporting climate enterprise across the entire continent. And for us to be able to do that, as we discussed in the last session, we need finance, that is money, we need knowledge and skills, and we need policy. And so our ask of the ministry, as you continue to...
Thank you so much for having me here. My sincere apologies for coming late. We had quite a number of meetings in the morning that were overlapping. but I wouldn't miss it for the world. This is quite an innovation that we need in Africa. And so Mr. Joseph Murabula, CEO, Kenya Climate, guests, partners, leaders, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry to join you today in this very important conference that acts as a continental platform designed to mobilize capital, build partnership, and scale climate-smart enterprises across Africa. On behalf of the Government of Kenya and the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, and on my behalf, I welcome you all to Nairobi, Africa's vibrant green capital for the second African Climate Investment Summit. Let me acknowledge the Kenya Climate Change Innovation Center for their efforts in organizing this event. You have convened all of us here to discuss a very pertinent issue, access, and most are home to the youngest, most dynamic, and most innovative workforce in the world. To convert this reality into opportunities, we need predictable and adequate financing. However, the reality is that in Africa, climate finance has become both the key to and a barrier against. We are actively positioning ourselves as a global hub of climate action, innovation, and investment. We have a golden thread running through our entire national economic blueprint, the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. We understand, as Professor Wangari Maathai taught us, that the environment and the economy are two sides of the same coin. A healthy environment is the bedrock of a prosperous economy. Our ambition is codified in Kenya's second nationally determined your investment. We have recently finalized our climate change regulations 2025, that's carbon trading, creating a predictable, transparent, and world-class legal framework to unlock the immense potential of carbon markets. We are developing policies to incentivize green bonds, to promote innovative financing mechanisms, and to streamline public-private partnership in the climate space. Our message to the global investment community is clear and one product at a time. Therefore, be to create a functional bridge between our continent's policy ambition with the innovators and the global capital that is ready to be deployed. Therefore, my call to action to you today is threefold. First, to the investors, look at our government's full support. And third, to our development partners, your role in de-risking investment, providing technical assistance and building institutional capacity is more critical than ever. Let us collaborate to perfect the blended finance models of officially open. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, CS. Asante. Official opening this morning into afternoon. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate the Cabinet Secretary one more time. And as the Cabinet Secretary did indicate, she is on a very tight schedule, and therefore at this juncture I would like to invite Mr. Murabula to usher her into the exhibition section, where only the conversation happening here, you can catch it on media group. Thank you if you were joining us via broadcast. For those of us who are physically present here, thank you so much for still staying with us. We had a QR code on screen. I hope a number of us or all of us managed to scan to be able to see the breakout sessions, because we shall have breakout 1 happening right here. That is on sustainable agriculture, bridging the finance gap, unlocking capital for Africa's agricultural transformation. Breakout 2 happens in ballroom 2, to my right, across here. So you just exit via that door, turn to your right, this room, and that will be on the circular economy. Or turn to your right, this room, and that will be on the circular economy, focusing on circularity as capital. Here, the climate scene setting will be done by Vincent Ogaya from KCIC, on up till we do our lunch break, and therefore we have very limited time, about 45 minutes before we transition that way. 45 minutes before we transition that way. Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to go into your breakout sessions. Go into your breakout sessions. Tech team, maybe some music as we do that transition.